Hi guys! First of all, I would like to thank today all the artists I have interviewed so far who keep encouraging me with going on with this podcast because they think the format is cool and it will be successful. To be honest, I haven't noticed much of that so far from your comments, meaning that there are not many comments at all. And so please don't be shy. Let me know what you like and what can be improved as well, of course, because that is also very useful information for me. Because if I have the impression that I'm doing it just for myself and for the people that I interview, it's not a very nice feeling, as you can imagine. Also, I would like to thank some specific artists that are helping me get in touch with other people to interview. So I'm talking about Modulator, Quack Junior, Paradox Obscure, and specifically in this case, Preemptive Strike 0.1. They share the same label with today's guest, XOTOX, and the label in question is Infacted Records. So now, no more words, let's go to meet XOTOX. Hello, Andreas. Thanks a lot for being with us today. And well, how are you?
Yes, well, thanks for having me. I'm a bit nervous. It's my very first video interview. The first time I use this technical stuff. So thanks for that experience. And yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Good. Everything will be fine. Don't worry. We have a very relaxed atmosphere here on the Electronic Corner. Maybe if you watch some other episode, you will have noticed that. So you have absolutely nothing to worry about that. But I would say let's start immediately, so we can focus on your thing, and that will help you relax too. So my first question. This is a classic. I tend to ask it to all my guests, but I'm really curious about names. So what inspired the name XOTOX?
So I will I will now stop the myth about the project name. It's that simple. I'm a big fan of Front 242. I have prepared something. This one,
Ooh.
it's a reboot from Front 242 from I think 1998 or 97. Yeah, and I was so happy that they are still doing stuff. They had stopped a few years before this release, and I opened it, and it's written very, very small here, but it's written that Front 242 is outfitted exclusively by a rotor. This is a little
Oh,
rotor logo. It's
yeah.
rotor, and I
Okay.
just changed the R with an X
Ah,
because of this.
I see.
That's it. It's XOTOX. A few years later, I found out that there's a brand in America called XOTOX. They make swimming suits and T-shirts and underwear, but it had nothing to do with underwear.
Nothing to do with
It's
that. I guess so.
it's just from Front 242 because I'm a big fan, and I like words with X to watch. It's and in German XOTOX it sounds very hard, so I just kept it.
Like
But it's
like your music. So it
yeah,
fits your music perfect, I
yeah.
would say. That's
But
great.
sorry to destroy this mystery about my name.
No, well,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. I didn't know that, and that's why, in fact, I asked you. We wanted to destroy the mystery, so and we have done it.
Now everybody knows now.
Exactly. That's cool. Now, you did start in 1998, in fact, and
Yeah.
how has your music evolved since then?
Well, a few weeks ago, I started to listen to all my stuff because this year I have the 25th birthday of the project. So I listened to my first album, and it's in German we say it's thin from the sound. It's very you have drums, you have bass, and that's it. It's very it's not so complex. It's not so wide. Not so so complex. So I guess I have evolved in using more and more sounds and layers to make the sound more rich and more bombastic. In the beginning, it was more minimal, just distortion and drums and rhythm. But nowadays, I think it's more melody and here's another layer, here's another layer.
Okay.
I think
Have
it's
you added the
fulfilled.
tools
Yeah.
as well, or is it mainly just, as you said, adding layer to layer, but using more or less the same kind of tools that you were using? I mean, new versions, of course, but like a sort of basic setup.
Yes, it's still just me and the computer and digital audio workstation and the sounds. Or yes, back
Okay.
25 years ago, I used not so software synths and VSDs or some software instruments. I used just sounds and samples. It was 25 years, yeah. And now you have more possibilities with, let's say, real instruments to put in your computer and make it so. Yes, I guess it's a newer version of my old technology. Yeah, as you said, I think so.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Now, let's assume your distribution label tells you that they need a song by the end of the day for whatever reason. Would you be able to do it just like that? Or considering the kind of music you do, which is power noise industrial, you need to enter in a sort of particular state of mind before you're able to compose a new track?
To be honest, I could do it, but it was probably the worst track I've ever done. I wouldn't be satisfied with it. I could do it, but I would not like it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be. Let's see. It would be with no substance, just to put my name on it, and here you have. But no, uh, I would
Yeah,
do it for the label, of course, but I no
sure. It
wouldn't
would be
make me
like
happy.
recycling old material, probably, like using
Yes, yes.
cliche
For
and stuff,
example, yeah,
uninspired, let's say it this
yeah.
way. So, how do you balance the elements of power, noise, industrial, and EBM in your music?
To balance, you mean
Yeah,
just
like to
the
mix.
noise part and the, yes,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of labeling things actually, or genre. So, but
yeah.
I just came with this question, and I thought
It's
it would be
easier with
interesting.
labels and draws. I know. It's just would say in my head. I'm not so into the mixing technique, and so I listen to it, and when I say it's good for me. Yeah, when I say this one's too loud or it's too much distortion, I level it down. Everything is just by listening. I'm I'm the kind of old school guy. Yeah, I'm listening and I'm not looking at frequencies or something. I'm
Okay,
looking.
yeah,
Yeah, that
if it
sounds
sounds
good.
good, it sounds good.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah,
your judgment, which is always the best one, by the way.
yeah.
Now,
Thanks.
ha- has the pandemic somehow affected your music creation process, or nothing really changed?
I was in the lucky situation that I did not lose my work. I could go to work. Music is my hobby. But after work, everything was so quiet, and you had so much time. I was very productive, I must say. Well, I have a little daughter I have to take care of with my wife, and so it's okay. But uh, when everything had been done, so little one has gone to bed and everything. Uh, I had, I must say, in this from this point of view, it was very positive for me. The, well, nothing else to do. You could go nowhere. You just had to stay at home. So what can we do? Let's make music. And whether there were situations that weren't so good because they closed the kindergarten and the schools, they closed, and it was not easy to get everything together with a little child and with work and so. But that also inspired me to get angry, very angry. And I made music. I put that all in my music. You can listen to my new album. Everything from the pandemic is on it. I got, well, sometimes very angry. Sometimes, yeah, you all know you didn't know how this could lead. Yeah, you had some fear and you didn't know what will the future bring and everything. I had the time to think about everything and put it in my music. So that was the good side of the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, at least for somebody,
Yes,
something also
yes.
good also
You
came out.
know it's just a little bit good. The rest,
Of
yeah,
course, it was horrible, but at least it's good that you could see some bright side
yeah.
of it. Now, a bit of an unusual question, but I'm curious to know, when you think of a typical fan of XOTOX, how would you describe or how do you think him or her? I mean, I don't mean physically, but like what kind of hobbies, attitude, state of mind? How do you expect them to be based on your interaction that you
Yeah.
have with them?
So when I look at the audience when I'm on stage, for example, I see everything. I see all that cyber girls dressed in colors and dancing. I see the well here those old school industrial fans. I see everything from young to old. So typical fan. I mean, at least a typical fan had to like all my inspirations I have, like horror movies or science fiction, Star Trek, for example. I use a lot of inspiration from this, and I think that at least they like the same movies than me. But well, I make the music. Everybody that listens to my music can. Ah, I could say to
Relate.
German, yes, they can
Yeah.
relate to, and they can think of the ones they will find a way to get into my music,
Yep.
and they will make their own movie in their mind while listening.
Sure.
Someone just needs a rhythm to dance. Other one uses a head to think about what I meant when doing this.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
different.
let's see what they have to say. If somebody wants to comment, then below in the video on YouTube, of course, so
Yeah.
to see if they can confirm that. I know that in the studio demonstration, let's say video that we will watch yet later, you anticipated me that you're going to show your, what the stuff that you are using, and there will also be some unusual things, let's say. But now I would like to know, kind of equipment do you use in your studio for recording and mixing?
So for recording, I have an MIDI keyboard for my audio workstation. Of course, I have. I look over there because it stands there. I have a microphonic sound box. I have a Kai sampler, Unisynths, and I have to. It's the Elmira. It's a drone synthesizer.
Hmm.
You will see later on in the report, and I have some drum pads for live. So mostly, let's say 95% happens inside the computer with digital effects and instruments. But additional sounds, or just say the Elmira, the drone synths, I use for recording some noise, and I will then edit it. I will cut it into pieces and make beats or layers from or pads. So it's not that much because of limited space here, but well, I like hardware, of course, but you have to see, will I spend money, and how often will I use it? That's it. If I can get a digital version as a software plugin, I will buy that.
Yeah, sure. Rather
It's
than having an expensive toy that you would not be able to
yes,
use because of lack of space, for example. Yeah, I'm in the same
yes.
situation, so I understand you fully. Now, do you also use field recordings for your sound design process, or all the samples are coming straight from the sound library, let's say, of the stuff that you have?
I have equipment for field recordings, and yes, sometimes I take it with me on holiday and make some recordings. I will. I haven't used it, but I could. I could. No, I always
Okay,
think so. Let's record that. It's a cool sound and use it, but no, no, I'm too
eventually you
lazy,
don't.
I think. Yeah. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Now, can you share any unique or unconventional technique that you use during the recording or post-production process, if any?
I don't know if it's unique or so, but I like to edit my drums with that built-in editor in Ableton Live. it's just point and click with the mouse. You click, you will know it. You know what I mean. You click the bass drum and all the other drums. I could do it for hours and days. I like it. There are easier ways to make your rhythms, but maybe I'm too old. I don't I don't
Yeah.
know. I like to do that. I could do it, and it runs in a loop round for hours. My wife is getting crazy, but I'm doing so.
Well,
And
it
after
is
one or two,
unusual. That's for
yeah,
sure. You're right. It may not be unique, but definitely it's unusual. So I'm
yeah.
I'm glad
And
that you shared that
after 1 or 2 hours, I say, okay, that's the right beat. If I use it, I don't know, but I like making beats the old way.
in that way. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Now, we already reached the studio demonstration question. As I kind of mentioned before, you're going to show our little room, your little room. I'm really
yeah.
curious to to see it, and I know there will be also some things that people may not expect to find in a music room, let's say. So let's watch it together.
So this is my little separated room. I show you around. So it's very limited by space. I have on the wall the Alien, Depeche Mode, everything that inspired me and get me there where I am or where I want to be. I got a Mr. Spock, my books, got a comfy sofa which can be extended as a bed, just in case. A little freezer for drinks and snacks. Got that suitcase for my live stuff, and that's a cork, micro cork on top, which I use only for live, for additional sounds. More live gear is in this Star Trek, and all my nerdy stuff is here, audio plays and figures, you know, my music collection, CDs and records here, which I haven't seen for ages, I think. Deep down there somewhere. I got front 242, of course, and more things. My audio plays like die drei Fragezeichen, and I got the Enterprise, and yes, it's the Enterprise D and the original series Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. Doesn't fit, but I don't care. So my music is made, would say 95% by software plugins, everything with here my MacBook and Ableton Live. For example, I like to do the drums in this built-in drum editor. I like building drums with mouse and clicks. Yeah, then I use software synths. For example, and I'm not so into hardware. I have a few things. I have the Unisynth, which has a very good software editor, so you can create your own sounds and save them and use it for live. It's lightweight and it's compact, so you can take it with you for live. I have the archive for additional samples, but due to limited space here, I have to put everything out and connect it, so I can't show you everything here. But so it's the Digitech voice changer here, some Chaos Pad, my DJ controller. Yeah, I can't put it everything everywhere here and connect it. I have to. It's not space enough here. I got this band machine and a little gift for my little daughter, but it's unfortunately only decoration. Doesn't work, but it looks good. I really like the Leaf Audio microphonic sound box for spooky sounds. It's not connected. This one is my favorite. It's the Elmira by Neutral Labs. You can create drones and noise just by using your hands. And I just have one hand for filming, so I can't push all the buttons, but I like this. I play around, record it, and cut it, put it into pieces, and I make beats with it. I got my microphone here for voice and for my monthly radio show, Tiefenrausch. And yes, well, that's it. It's my nerdy room, separate room, I call it. I got this one for additional drums and samples for live. That's it. That's my little space here on 12 square meters. Okay, thanks for your interest.
Well, thanks a lot. It was very interesting to see what you have in your studio. I mean, as I said, I didn't expect to see some items, but maybe you have a different opinion, right?
No, I just have this room and I have to put everything in here. That's why it looks so full. Yeah, but I have everything under control.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, and it looks cozy and interesting. I really enjoyed it. So, thanks a lot for being with us today. It was fun and informative, and well, good luck with everything, and well, take care.
Yeah, thank you so much.